welcome to Pop Chat. My name is Annette Tarpley. I'm the host of Pop Chat and the founder of the Passion of Poetry. And I'm very happy to have with me today, or with us today, Marjory Qwen from Norway. Welcome, Marjory.
Thank you so much, and thank you for this invitation for the interview. Thank you.
You are most welcome. I've been excited about this. We were going to do it another time, and it didn't work out for either one of us. So now we're here, and we're going to go for it. So I'm so happy to have you because you're multi-talented. Not only are you a poet, but you are also a musician. So excited to find out more about that. So what I'm going to do, Marjory, is I'm going to give the stage to you, and I want you actually to tell us about you, your journey in poetry, music, whatever it is that you would like to divulge about yourself, so we can get to know you more.
Okay.
Okay?
Um, well, I'm going to start. I see myself now big in the screen. But yeah, my story actually started when I was 12 years old. My story as a writer. When I was in the primary school, there was a teacher who asked me, Marjorie, can you write? Because there's a competition going on in the Netherlands, and we love your imagination, and maybe you can write something. And it was like in the Netherlands we call it Kinderboekenweek, and translating that is like child book weeks. So every author get a notice from the judges, and everyone can win a prize. So I actually wrote a short story when I was 12. I won the first prize, and I didn't really expect that. And then after that, my writing a little bit down and up. And when I was like 14, 15, I started to make music, and father learned me to play the guitar, and I learned a little bit of piano myself. And then after that, I thought maybe I can put some lyrics into music, and that's actually my first step into being a songwriter. And after that, I wanted to take my writings into a new level, and I did an audition at the Rock Academy in the Netherlands, and it was the first time they aligned me. So they told me, "No, we don't have enough room." So that was a little bit for me a sad moment, because I really wanted to go at the Rock Academy. And then I tried the year after that, and then they told me, "Okay, you can come now." And then actually, when I started to make music, and writing, I wrote songs after that. And then my writing went a little bit up and down again. And then it was a little quiet for a long time, and that's actually when I started to write poetry, because I did not have really inspiration anymore for music. And I wrote everything down, and then suddenly someone told me, "Why don't you write a poetry book?" And I was like, "A poetry book? I don't see myself as a writer because I have dyslexia, and I don't know, writing a book wasn't something I saw myself doing." But I was starting to post a lot of things on the internet, and then people told me, "Wow, we like it," but I didn't really thought that it was good enough. But people kept liking and asking for more, and that's why I actually found the confidence to eventually publish my first book. So that's actually a little bit of my journey of writing and becoming an author and singer-songwriter.
Very good. Very good. So, did you start doing the song lyrics first and then start, with as far as the instruments because you play the piano and guitar, correct?
Yeah, that's correct. Yes, I started first the music, and after that, I was starting to write serious poetry or serious poetry. I was writing yeah, poetry. Uh,
Nice, nice. So, do you have a preference over what you play? Do you prefer to play the guitar, or you prefer to play the piano more, or do you have?
well, for me, piano is more my basic instrument. So when I play for a band or play with a band, it's easier for me to play the piano because I know the notes and the keys. And guitar is more another basic instrument for me, but it's difficult. So I play rather when I write music, I write it on the piano, and then sometimes I found myself like, okay, this sounds more like a guitar song, so I put
Uh-huh.
it in the guitar.
The
So
guitar. Very good.
yeah.
I gave we had a little project today, but I must confess I didn't get mine done. I started it and I planned on finishing it this morning, and then I had a little personal crises I had to take care of for the last couple of hours, so I was unable to finish mine. And I apologize for that, but I do want to hear your. Um, so you came up with the title.
The title for the poetry.
Yeah.
Uh, yes, I have it here. Um, Let me see. Sunflower.
Yes. Yes.
The sunflowers are my favorite flowers, so that's why I wanted to write about it. Let me see. Should I read it?
Yes. Please do.
The sunflower. When the love of my life left, preferring rose and breeze, my world turned dark, lost in shadow space. But in the gloom, I found the sun and began to grow, and my journey revealed the truth I needed to know. I am a sunflower, always reaching high, basking in the golden light of the bright sky. And when he caught himself on roses' thorns, he saw me standing tall, shining in fields of gold beyond his call. He couldn't reach for me, for I stood too high, rooted in strength beneath the open sky.
Thank you very much. I'm having a little eye problem today, so you might find me my eyes cheering up a little bit occasionally. That was beautiful. That was very beautiful. I went and didn't know where to take it. I was taking it into a story, so I was
Oh,
going to make mine into a little. And I have very few lines, and I thought about even taking it somewhere else. So I don't know. I'm only going to put what I had, but maybe you can imagine where it was going to go. So she went to the meadow that she had frequented as a little girl. In the distance, the song of a bluebird, the wind tossing her curls. Her stride was, or his stride was much longer than hers, trying to keep up with him as they walked. Okay, well, that didn't make sense. Wait, in the wind tossing her curls. So this was supposed to be wow, I need to develop it more because his stride. So she used to go there to the meadow with her father. His stride was much longer than hers, trying to keep up with him as she walked. Joyful and animated, she would become as they laughed and talked. Questioning, she would implore, "Papa would always have the right answer." Pirouetting like a ballerina, she yearned to someday become a dancer. One year they had planted the seeds of her favorite flower. The seedlings were nurtured by the sun and the springtime showers. Anyway, it's going to end up being that they plant a field of sunflower seeds, and they come and visit the sunflowers every year. So, yeah, I didn't get there. So, it was only the beginning, and I see I need to develop it more. So, anyway, that's where it's going to go eventually.
lovely because I can imagine the story because I used to grow up in the countryside, and I remember that my father always we had it like a big field always behind our house, and sometimes the farmers they put up the sunflowers because of the insects. Otherwise, they will take away the crops. But my mother's favorite flowers are sunflowers, so we always drove with the car and then secretly pick up the sunflowers from my mother. So I
Neat.
grew up with sunflowers, so I can imagine the story. I really love it. Yeah,
they're a big flower. I mean, the
they
blooms,
are.
the blossoms are big. So
Yeah,
yeah, they're beautiful. They're so summery, aren't they? Yeah, it just always
they are.
reminds you of the summer. But
Yeah,
I would like for you to share a couple poems with us if you would. Would you
I would
share a
love
couple?
to.
Yeah, of your
I,
own. I'm going to give the stage
I,
back to you. I think I'm going to keep you maybe on this mode. Well, I'm trying to think. When I make you big, it seems like you're more distorted. The connection isn't. Yeah, so I'm going to keep you. Let me try to make you big again for a second and see what happens. You seem more distorted. I can see. We can see you better when you're smaller. So let me see. I will just exit. I'm trying. I'll stop my camera so I can see. We'll concentrate on you. So, go ahead with your poetry. Thank you, Marjorie.
no problem. I will read some from my book. Let me see first. Okay, I will read the first page from my book. It's about trauma, and I made a little drawing in the book so you can see it. It's about smiling. Trauma steals your voice, it's true. Smiling and nodding is what we learn to do. We don't get the change it brings. Life's never the same after such things. We, the trauma survivors, carry scars unseen, and staying silent is our survival routine. And in the quiet, we learn to smile. A smile strength that lasts for miles. So that's the first part.
Beautiful. Love that.
Thank you. Um, Let me see. Yes, this one I actually also like. It's a small poetry, more like a quote. It's about family cycle. In each generation, a choice we face to let pain linger or end its embrace. I break the cycle with each step I take, choosing liberation for my and their sake.
Beautiful. Go ahead and
About
read another one. Go ahead and read
sorry,
another one.
let me see something. This is also about my some poetry that I love. It also has a drawing in it. I don't know if you can see it like this.
Beautiful.
It's one of my favorite moments when I was in Indonesia. I have such great memories over there. I actually lived there for a few years. Um, it calls Footprints in the Sand. In a land far away where stories unfold, neath palm trees tall and sand of cold, lives a girl with curls in her and with curls, a spirit untamed, on a journey alone, her dreams unclaimed, leaving behind the life of dark secrets untold. In the shadow of abuse and pain, her soul felt sold. But as she walked on the beach beneath her feet, the warmth of the salty ocean breeze brought a sense of retreat, and with each wave's gently kiss upon the shore, in solitude, her soul didn't cry no more. And along the path she met souls divine, in sense intertwined, their spirit aligned. Their love was true in skies so blue, but like footprints in the sand, it too withdrew. Yet it mattered not, for in our heart's deep heart, as always, he finds solace in a fresh new start. As you walked the shore, with each step light, her burden lifted in the ocean's side. The water dances around her feet, in golden sands where dreams repeat. Her life now better than the one she fled, and in this moment she found peace instead. In the dance of tide and shore, her steps may softly blend, footprints may fade, but her essence in the sand will never end.
Beautiful. Loved it. Loved it. Very heartfelt your work. You have fans. You have comments here. This was actually done beforehand. before the show started. It's from Christine. She says, "You're amazing. Can't wait for the live chat." And then she also put that she has a question about how did you discover that music and poetry were your gifts and what motivates you to continue. So, do you want to answer those?
Thank you so much, Christine. Let me think. How do you discover that music and poetry were your gifts, and what motivates you to continue? Um, well, for me, I don't see it as a gift. I think people call it a gift, but for me, it's like I think like an escape of the world, or maybe giving a voice to what's happened in the past. And where actually my book is like Echoes of a Silent Heart, but it's actually about giving trauma a voice. So for me, it was like for years I couldn't talk about what's happening to me. So for me, a way to express myself was through art. So I painted, I make drawings, and I make music, and I like to write words down. And I make something. I try to make something um, like bad into something beautiful, and um, seeing that other people and hearing that other people can relate to that motivates me to continue to write. And I think in the shared stories we all have, I think I have the strength to continue because I always, um, it gives me the strength because it's also, I like to help other people. And that's what I actually want to do also with my book. That um, I want to give people who went through trauma that they are not alone. There are more people out there. And
Right.
yeah, that's one of my motivations that I keep doing what I do and keep giving it a voice, even though it's
Very,
through music or paintings or writings. So
I think it's
yeah,
very important that you give those things a voice. Others need to know that they're not alone in whatever pain that they may have experienced themselves. So, kudos to you for doing that. It's a marvelous to share your work, and there's so many people out there that don't have the gift of writing, and when they can relate to something and know they're not alone, then it's a good thing. So
yeah.
we have another hi Marjorie from Jamie,
Hi, Jamie.
and then Ty is one of my friends. He says good afternoon to us, and then we have Jamie again. I love your work, and let's see, we got, is it, do you know this person? You're gonna write more
Mary.
books if you can. Mary,
Yes.
okay. I didn't know how to
I know
pronounce
her.
it. Okay, so hello to you. And Rob says, I love the deep thoughts in your work, Marjorie. And then you have Shepherd's Dog saying, love your book.
Oh,
Very
thank
good.
you.
Yeah, I'll need to get your book as well. So is it on Amazon?
Yes, it's on Amazon right now. Yeah.
Yeah, because not only does it have your beautiful words, but your art as well. So you're
Yeah.
multi-talented. Music, art, writing. Yeah, you've got a gifts that you were given. Not everybody was standing in line when those were given out, you know. So, would you
Oh,
like to share a song with us? We would love to hear you sing.
a song. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm a little nervous always to sing, so I hope it goes well.
it'll be
But
fun. This is a no judgment zone.
yeah,
So whatever you do is something that most of us can't. So it's going to be better than what we could do. So it's all
thank
good.
you. Well, it's my first time to play live during a chat from a live interview from home. So I feel more comfortable than to play on the in the studio. Okay, so this song is "He Doesn't Need Another Woman." It's actually one of the first songs that I ever wrote, but I like to perform it right now because I like the jazzy behind it and the jazzy sound, and I hope you like it too. Okay. Oh, and the song is called "He Doesn't Need Another Woman." You won't see him at the parties. You think that it's just no fun. Let me stay at home with my lover. That's where I belong. Let us watch funny movies and laugh all night long. Let us drink some wine and kiss the morning sun. But don't call my boyfriend in the morning. He won't pick up his phone 'cause he had fun with me all night long. He won't pick up his phone 'cause he had fun with me all night long. Girl, you called them 1,000 times. Still you don't understand. He doesn't need no woman to make him feel like a man. He doesn't need another woman to make him feel like a man. Girl, you try to catch his attention. Together you have history, but he lives with me in a different dimension. And he is not the type for a one-night stand. I know that you try, but you can't get him back. He doesn't need another woman to make him feel like a man. He doesn't need another woman to make him feel like a man.
Yes. So that was beautiful. I loved it. I loved it. So
Thank
now, how long
you.
ago did you write that piece?
Sorry?
When did you write that song?
Oh, it's I think it's one of my oldest songs. I think I wrote it in 2013. So
Oh,
it's like more
wow.
than years. But
That's
I still like
beautiful.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I loved it. Loved it. We have some, let's see. We have a question, actually. Someone wants to know how did you come up with the name Echoes of a Silent Heart?
Um, Echoes of Silent Heart is, well, what I mentioned before is that it is a book actually about trauma. And instead of giving the book trauma, I was thinking, well, what I've been through in my life is that I was actually always I was raised in a family where you always had to keep your head high. So we didn't really talk about bad things. So I actually wrote it to give the trauma a voice. And through that, I came up with Echoes of a Silent Heart because I always had to be silent, but the memories were still there in the back of my mind. So that's one day I came up with Echoes of a Silent Heart to give it a voice. And that's the way I actually,
Okay.
that's how I named it. So
Beautiful story, and your journey. So now the book that you had and have been reading out of, that is that from that book, right? Echoes of Silent Heart. Yeah.
true.
It's beautiful. So how many illustrations did you do in it?
Sorry?
How many illustrations did you do in it? I see you've done some illustrations in it.
Yes,
Yeah,
true.
some of your artwork.
Yes, it's not all artwork are very happy because well, some artists, but I can show you another one. So it's a
Yeah,
girl standing outside of a circus, and
she's
the
not
circus
happy.
actually, yeah, and she has like a broken heart, and well,
Oh,
it's very sad. And my son is like 7 years old, and he saw the drawing, and he was so sad about it. He was like, "Oh, what's happened with this girl? And can she go to the circus?" And but
oh,
actually, the it's very sad. But the story actually is about in the circus there are always clowns, and you always have to smile. And the story is actually about a girl who always had to smile, always be happy, because she was always the fun girl of the family. And but when she go outside of that circus, outside of that house, she felt actually very sad. So that's actually where it is about. So
wow, wow. Love that story. We have Christine. Uh, I'm trying to show it. There we go. Amazing. Jamie says, yeah, sing. And then we got Ty saying, loved it. Do you have the tabs or sheet music online? He's a bit
I
of a
think you
musician
can.
himself.
I think you can find it on guitar tabs. I don't know if you if someone knows the site, but you can always when you put in guitartabs.com, you see the the guitar chords. It's a little bit jazzy chords, so yeah, you can find it there. It's
Very
called
good.
He Doesn't Need Another One. So
Very good. Not bad. Did not hear the guitar, but the voice was nice. He didn't hear the guitar. I heard the guitar. Well, it all sounded great. So I heard everything. Yeah, I'm not sure why he didn't hear the guitar. Hi, Marjorie. So nice of your voice. I brought your book. I really like it. Kind regards. So look at you. You got fans here. So thank you, everyone, for your comments. And no, I could hear everything perfectly. Your voice. I could hear the guitar. So it sounded wonderful. And you play good. And do you always finger pick
not
when you play?
always. I actually wrote also a lot of rock songs and metal music. So
Yeah,
it's totally different from what you hear here.
I
Uh,
bet.
yeah,
I
you can find
bet.
some.
So
Sorry.
yeah, you play a mean electric guitar too? Can you play a mean electric guitar?
Yeah,
Wow,
I like
wow.
to strum on the guitar. Yeah,
You got a little wild side on that heavy
yeah,
metal
but
stuff, right?
it was more in my younger days, so not
Yeah,
anymore.
not anymore.
Yeah.
Hey, somebody wants to know if you're going to write another book.
Oh, yeah, actually, I do. Um, my other book is coming out next year. I'm planning to do it next year, but because Echoes of a Silent Heart is released just 2 weeks ago, I still give it some time to breathe, and maybe within 6 or 7 months, I try to publish my next book, and it's more uplifting. How it goes. So I want to encourage people who went through childhood trauma or trauma to feel encouraged to share their stories and to yeah, to come out with their own voice. So
Yeah. Yeah, I've written a little bit about that type of stuff too, just because I used to be a forensic nurse examiner for many years. So I've heard many stories from, kids, from adults. And so I certainly, it's a soft spot in my heart, the people who suffered, traumas and so forth. Of course, the emotional trauma is much worse. But thank you again for giving it a voice, Marjorie. It's wonderful, and that people can. And I think it's good that you will come up with something more positive because I think they need to know they're the phoenix rising above the ashes, right?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
One of the quotes that I actually um, kept me going, or to publish my book was someone, I think it was like a doctor or someone said that you have to write about what has happened to you, because I think one of the quotes, let me think, she said, I thought that keeping quiet kept the peace until I realized whose peace it kept. It was keeping. The defender was at peace. The people around it were at peace who didn't want to deal with it. But as a little child, I had to deal with the pain. So I think it was something like that. But it catch my heart so deep that it was like, okay, I have to write this down for other people so they recognize themselves in it. And in my second book, I actually want to. It's sort of like a part two, like when you've been in the dark. I know where you've been because I've been there too. Now it's time to step out of it and give it a voice, um, and it's okay sometimes to be sad and um, to think back about the past, but you also have to keep moving forward, because we have to break the cycle, and we
Yeah.
have to break the chains that the defender did to us, because it isn't only what we been through or what he did, but it's also the aftermath. And it's still, if you hold on to the past, um, and we hold on also to the person who did this to us. So I want to encourage people also that um, it's okay to give it a voice, because you always were told to keep quiet, to keep the family at peace, and to not talk about it. But I want to encourage them to talk about it, because it's also freeing. It's also giving you a chance to free yourself from the chains. And yeah, I really hope
Yeah.
people in the next book.
Yeah. It's very important. I think that one thing that I learned, and I tell a lot of my patients I've done psychiatry before that, we when we go through tragic things, and we all have went through stuff, but it's it makes us who we are. So, and we're resilient and we can rise above it. But one thing you don't want to do is let it define you. I remember when I was going through my divorce and I was very distraught. There was only one time I had a session with a counselor, and I didn't like him, but he did say something to me that day that changed me. And he, because I was so upset, and you could tell I was anxious, and he said, as long as you are dealing with it that way, and you are having all that anxiety, and you are letting this upset your life, he says he still has power and control over you.
Yes, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
beautiful said. Yeah.
Yeah. There's so I guess as a victim, do you really want your perpetrator to have that power and control over you? So, but when you take it and you put it into something positive, I think, redirect your energies and make it something positive, like music or poetry or art, or, something where you can express yourself and make beauty out of it somehow. And make the lemonade out of the lemons.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. He says, are there pieces of poetry that you've written that you might think that you would like to incorporate into music?
Oh, that's a tricky question. um, well, I have some poetry in my next book that are actually from songs that I wrote, but I changed them a little bit, because when you write lyrics, it's different because it has to rhyme and it has to have a certain vibe. But when you read it, it's totally have a different feeling. So I wrote, for example, one of my poems are about an old song of me, and it's called, what is it called again? No Man First. Yeah, that's the song that I wrote, I think, 4 years back. And I rewrote it into poetry. So very excited to let it show. But one of the lines are, um, I always had to pick flowers up for myself because he always picked them up for somebody else. And I rewrote it that I'm not sure anymore what the exact line was, but I don't have to pick up my own flower because I have someone else who's picking them up for me. So more positive.
Oh, I like that. I like that. Yeah, that's
That,
great.
write stories into a more happy, because the first the old song was more about someone who I've been in a relationship for 5 years and it didn't end well, and now I am in a new relationship and that actually ended well. It's not end, but it still continues. But um, he gives me so much encouragement to do what I do now, and that are the flowers that he gives me to continue my work. Even though people are saying, "Wow, you're writing about heartbreak and stuff like that," and sometimes I hear even people saying, "Is your partner okay with that?" And he's totally fine with it. He's actually think he encouraged me to do this, and Echoes of the Silent Heart, I actually begin with a poetry that described that he wants me to publish my book, and he's the first person that I actually showed all my poetries about. But I was first very afraid because some of them are about old lovers, and we don't really talk about that. But
Yeah.
now we talk about it also because of my book, and yeah, he's really a man who gives me flowers, and not like literary flowers, but like flowers, the gift to express myself and the space that I actually never had in the past before. But it gives me so much courage and love to do what I do, that it's actually also one of the reasons to keep me going.
Very good. It's wonderful that you found somebody like that that can be so loving and supportive. I think it's important when you have gifts like you do, like poetry, writing and the musical gift and lyrics, that it's so important for us to have support. If you have somebody that doesn't support your passion, it makes it
Yeah,
difficult. So kudos to your husband, right?
yeah,
Um, Thomas is here from Scotland. He's a friend of mine. He is a poet who's been on Pop Chat, and he has many that awaken my forces. Also, more time on his hands. Thomas actually is a poet from Scotland who is now also a prolific writer of lyrics. He's had many of his songs produced. Lyrics produced into songs, and he shared that with me recently. I just got into that too. I have my seventh one right now. I just sent off, so I'm waiting to get that back. But I don't have the musical aspect. You can do them both. Look at you.
I try.
Yeah, yeah, that's important. It's very important. Thomas, also, what is this? The smell of the dying flower rejuvenate in my heart and the seed of love that you planted in my head. Are those your lyrics or are those his? Is that his?
I think it's his lyrics, but it's very beautiful.
It is.
It's
It's
very
very beautiful. I think he
beautiful.
sent you a
I love
flower
it.
too. He doesn't send me flowers. I think
Oh,
he sent
thank
me
you, Thomas.
flowers.
You honored.
We're good friends, right, Thomas? So,
Oh,
would you entertain sharing another song with us?
another song.
Uh,
I can
We'll,
do
we'll,
it.
we'll do more poetry too, of course. But well, we can save the song for later. Why don't you read some more of your poetry? Read about three or four pieces from your book, and then we'll do a song in the end because I don't want to overwhelm you. But you have a beautiful voice. I was really noticing the quality of your voice. It's quite lovely. So
Thank you so.
you're welcome.
Okay, I will read one. I like this one actually. It's about forgiveness. Um, Forgive them, not for their sakes, but for yours. Don't hold on to anger, as it will only consume you, and they will remain bound to you forever. Forgiving doesn't mean you're giving them the permission to re enter your life. Echoes of your past don't define you. Forgive them because you deserve to heal. That's one. Let me see another one. Um, oh, yeah. Priceless love. Do you still love me? He asked. I paused, letting silence settle like dust. Yes, I whispered. But I would give my heart to someone who doesn't shatter it apart. Sorry. Let me see another one. Ah, this one I like. A kiss on the forehead. Before he goes to work, with the sun yet to rise, he plants a kiss on my forehead, a silent prize. A moment so brief, yet filled with care. His love lingers with me, even when he's not there. Though he yearns to stay, duty call his name. He steps into the day, fueled by love's flame. The strength to provide, to protect, to stand tall. For his family's sakes, he gives his all. With each kiss, he'll whisper, I'll be home soon. His love my anchor beneath the morning's tune. In a tender embrace, I find solace and light, guiding me through the day until he is in sight. See another one. Oh, I'm going to do this one because my youngest one just turned 1 today, and I wrote a poetry for her. I can show it. I wrote her in an enemy version, and I'm going to uh, read her poetry, a lullaby. In the hush of the night, a baby girl sleeps, innocent in slumbers, a love that runs deep, a tiny breath, a gentle sigh, the stillness of the night, a lullaby. Curled up beside me in peace rest, a precious soul, a treasure blessed, her angelic face, a sign so pure, in the warmth of her presence love endures. Soft lashes flutter, dreams take flight, in the quiet of the night, a guiding light. A tiny hand in mine at rest, a bond unbroken, a love confessed. Let me see, maybe one last. mm, Oh, I'm going to read. I have one about family that I actually want to read, but I have to look it up if I can find it. Mm, mm, oh, yeah. This one is about the Second War. Yeah. In Indonesian land where fear did tread, in Japanese camp where hearts once fled, a child marked by history's stain, never to be the same again. In fields where whispers linger low, world wars tales in shadow grow, grandparents' hand, wrinkled but kind, hold fears of days left far behind. Mom and dad, childhood flew by too fast, haunted by echoes of their parents' past. Born post-war, yet they felt the pain. The scars of war still remained imprinted in our family's brain. Though time moves on, it grips hold tight. In higher trauma, silent fight. But I'll be the one to break the family chain, ending the war and healing the pain.
Beautiful. Love that. Love them all. They were all so good. You did a lullaby one. That was
Yeah.
great. That was lovely. And I love your art is so good too. It's beautiful. It's
Thank you
beautiful.
so much.
Did you did you do the poems first or the art first? Did you do
I did the poems first, and then afterwards, I did the drawings. Yeah.
very good. It's lovely. You don't even have to pay an illustrator. You are the illustrator. So you are a one-stop shop. You can get everything done yourself. That's marvelous.
Thank you.
That little quip that Thomas wrote, he said he wrote it off the cuff. So he just wrote it as we were here now. So that little thing, the smell of the dying flower. So yeah, that's good, Thomas. The seed of love that you planted in my head. Very nice. Very nice. So very poetic. So I'm going to ask you a question. I ask everyone who comes on here, and that is tomorrow you run across Aladdin's lamp and you are given the gift of three wishes, whatever you want to wish for. You can have. So what three things would you wish for?
Three wishes. If I can wish anything,
Yep, anything. Anything.
I think I want one wish to make all my wishes come true, and that is to meet my maker one day. And if that happens, then I know that he promised me to wipe away all my tears, and I'm waiting for that day.
Nice. I like that. So is that your encompassing one? Because you said you're going to do, you used up all your wishes on that?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Because
Wow.
I
That's a
already
first.
have everything once.
Wow. Wow. That's a big wish. And someday we'll all meet our maker, I'm sure. And I'm looking forward to that in many ways on seeing hopefully loved ones that are gone too. So, yeah. Wow. Well, thank you for that answer. Thank you for that answer. How long does it usually take you to write a poem?
Um, I always do. I always make my poetry on the most random and weird moments. Sometimes I wake up in the night and I use my phone, and then I just next to my husband, I'm like, this, and then I read it the next day, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to post that in my new book. So mostly that, and sometimes when I just drive, I have a voice cord, and then I come up with a nice tune, and I'm singing in my voice recorder, and I'm like la 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 la, and then I write lyrics, and then yeah, it happens when it happens. I don't have
Yeah,
really
yeah. Well,
yeah,
it's always nice to know the creative engine behind a person and what kind of drives them. You had said something about when you write your poetry. Oh, in the middle of the night, you can wake up and write, but you write on your phone. Have you ever written something and fell asleep with your finger on it, and then everything goes away and you
many
can't get it
times,
back? Oh, doesn't
many
it? So for a long time when I would, because that, yeah, that's how my Broken Dreams poem came about. Is about kind of what threw me back into poetry about my divorce, and I stayed over at a friend's house and had whatever written down, and the next morning I got up and said, "Look at this," or "Listen to this," and it was gone because
oh,
I did
that's
that.
terrible. Yeah.
And so on the
Oh,
way home, yeah, on the way home, just got pen and paper and kept stopping on the way home, writing things down. And then Broken Dreams came, which is a powerful piece. But anyway, yeah, yeah. So so I don't know if you do this too when you write in your phone, where I'll
yeah,
sometimes copy it now. So in
yeah.
case that happens, do you do that sometimes?
Yeah, many times. I even had almost when I first wrote Echoes of Silent Heart, I lost my manuscript because my computer crashed. And but luckily, my husband is a very handy guy, and I actually he there is something I'm really terrible with technical things, but we have an iCloud, so it uploaded also to the iCloud. But not the whole version. But I had to rewrite a lot of things, so that happened
Wow,
like a year. But
that's
it can happen.
devastating. Yeah, I
That's
know somebody who
devastating.
said that. Know somebody who said that he had like I don't know, like 400 or 500 poems in like a briefcase, and someone stole it. Gone.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was his only, I guess, record of them. So they're just gone. So we're kind of getting closer to the end, but I know people would love to hear you sing another song. So would you mind gracing us with another one?
Yeah,
You
I
have
will.
such a beautiful voice; it's mesmerizing, and your guitar playing is great as well. So I'm going to trying to remember or trying to figure out if I want to put you on a big screen. I'm going to stop my camera, but you kind of keep going in and out. Okay, I'm going to keep you on a smaller one because I think it's less distorted. But go ahead. I can't wait to hear it.
Okay. This one is called First Love. I like the way you smile. I like the way you cheer me up when I was feeling down. Oh, I'm feeling down. I like the way your eyes were shining like the stars in the sky, and it's alright. I'm not a sparkle in your eyes. I am nothing more than just a memory. Someone you love with all your heart. I wish you well. I know the moon and stars will always be by your side. I hope you see them in your eyes. I have to move on and make all my dreams come true. But I can never make you want me to. 'Cause I am nothing more than just a memory. Someone you love with all your heart. I wish you well. But if you ever feel lonely and your world is falling apart, remember me like I remember you. My first love, you are forever in my heart. Do you love her like you once loved me too? And do you tell her the dreams you once told me? 'Cause I will love you till the day I die. I am nothing more than just a memory. Someone you loved with all your heart. One day I'll move on and things be better. But today I wrote you this letter, 'cause I don't know how the story ends. My heart will always wait for you, 'cause I believe you still love me too. You told me once, you told me twice, you love me till the day you die.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. That was beautiful. Your voice is just so beautiful. And now, is that also written a long time ago, or is that more recent?
Oh, that's also a very old song. I think I wrote it even before
The
the
other
first.
one? The-
Yeah,
Ah,
this one is like, it's I think it's one of my first songs, but it means so much to me because it's actually um, it's first love, and I actually rewrote it in my new book, and yeah, I really love it. That's why I wanted to play it today.
so
Yeah,
what comes first, the music or the lyrics? The lyrics come first?
the lyrics come first. I just write like a story where I want to write about, and then I write the music, and then I keep the story in mind, and then I pick up some verses, and then I rewrite it and make it a good rhyme, a good yeah, a good story.
Very good.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, beautiful. So we're going to do a couple more questions, and then we have Rob who says this: is it possible to follow your poetic journey digitally?
Yeah. I have Instagram and Facebook, and you can follow me on my name, Marjory Qwen. I just recently, I think 1 month ago, I also made TikTok, but it's more for the new generation, I think. But I try to post some of my spoken poetry on that. Yeah.
Your voice, along with the acoustic, is so amazing. So that's from Ty. So thank you for
Oh,
your
thank you so much.
comments, everyone. I know it's so beautiful. I can't tell you what a pleasure it has been to have you on and to listen to your wonderful lyrics, your music, but even your poetry. You have a new book. Hold up your cover another time. It just came out 2 weeks ago. And is it on Amazon? Can you hold up your book cover? Let's see your
Oh,
book
yeah.
cover. Yeah, there it is. Did you do that cover art?
No, I actually have to give all the praise to one of my favorite person in the world. Really, her name is Hannah, and her company is Hannah Cover Book Design, and she helped me really to. I'm very a controlling person because I really want. I'm a very perfectionist person because I want everything like right, and she was so patient with me, and she told me we just going through it and we going to rewrite it. We're going to make a new cover, and actually I had a lot of um, things that I wanted on the cover, like the this logo and the girl in the boat, because she navigates through a lot of from the past to the present and to the future. Um, and yeah, she actually made this book alive with me. I also have a hardcover who is made from Yurka. I cannot show it yet, but you can find it on Amazon. It's also an amazing cover. It's published by McKinley Publishing Hub, and they also did a good job of making me a beautiful cover.
Very good. Made a few covers for people myself. So every once in a while I try to do something creative. It's been so great to have you. Actually, Thomas has one more comment. What was it? I will give you a follow on Facebook, Marjorie. I do TikTok often now. So you'll have to play some of her songs on your TikTok show that he has. Thomas is on there frequently cooking. He was a chef. So he'll be cooking, dancing, and playing music. He's played my music a lot on his little show. And now you need to get some of Marjorie's music to play as well. So that would be great, Thomas. Hint, hint. So, but Marjorie, you're very lovely. You can just tell that you're genuinely a lovely human being. But not only that, but you're a gifted artist in many ways: poetry, lyrics, music, drawing. You can do so much. So you've been blessed, and we've been blessed to have you with us today. And I thank you so much for coming on Pop Chat.
And thank you so much for the invitation. I really appreciate it. I was so nervous at the beginning of the show, but you make me feel so calm. And I love all the support through all the people who are in the chat. And thank you also for everyone who is here and listening to me. And thank you so much for your encouragement.
Yes, indeed. And please share this episode with others. It'll be posted on YouTube right after this event for you to share. So love and blessings to everyone. Thank you, Marjory Qwen. You're wonderful, you're beautiful, you're lovely and talented. So take care, everybody. Have a good rest of your day. Thank you, Marjorie.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you, everyone.
Bye.
Bye bye.